All right, guys. This is going to be Paolo Nutini, Iron Sky. And this is at Abbey Road.
We are proud.
Dude, his voice is so good.
Living for the city, but the flame couldn't go much higher. We find God and religions to paint us with salvation, but no one, nobody can give you the power to rise over love, over hate. Through this iron sky, this fast becoming our mind. Over freer than into freedom. Oh, that light.
It's really kind of crazy listening to this voice after listening to Aretha Franklin, because there's like a level of soul in it, right? If we narrow down that similarity, that factor down to a concept, down to a technical concept, you could say it's like, come here. You guys are, I regret bringing you in here. If you narrow it down to a technical concept, it's that smoothness of chest voice. It's almost like, it's like a low distorted mixed voice, right? Come here. This is insane. Raspy, soulful, gritty, and smooth. That's the quality. The smoothness is the quality. And what's counterintuitive is when we try to go for that smooth voice, right? We try to go for that raspiness. If you go for everything except for smoothness in the sound, then you end up getting tension. If you're just aiming for a sound, right? But what people imagine making a smooth sound from the beginning. Pure head voice. Making that smooth sound. Making that smooth sound. Right? Smooth. It's all head voice. Adding everything on top of that, yes, does adjust the sound a lot to the ear, but it isn't drastically different than the original smoothness of the sound, right? Marley loves music. She likes it more than Milo. Her ears are sensitive. When we're listening to music on our speakers in the living room and something like starts something, she'll like look right at the speaker, try to figure out what it was. When we go for a sound like this, there is a misconception that the key is the texture first, but really the key way to approach any type of sound we want to make with the voice is through the level of pressure, which yes, definitely bark, for the most part occurs through the way we treat our breath. Now, if you get low pressure, which corresponds to that smoothness in the sound, low pressure in the voice corresponds to that smoothness in the sound, we get that quality, then you can add the distortion, figure that out. Can't work the other way around. If you approach through distortion, but you don't have that management of breath pressure, then you're just going to get stuck.
Lift dripping down the wall of a dream that cannot breathe. in its harsh reality. Mass confusion, spoon-fed to the blind, serves now to define our cold society from which we'll rise. Over love, over hate, through this iron sky that's fast becoming our mind. Over fear and into freedom. Oh, you just got to hold on. You just got to hold on.
I mean, bringing it up into that pitch, like, it's high, but keeping that rasp in the sound. The hardest part is keeping that ease in the sound. That's so impressive. It is so difficult. It requires such a low management of the air, like, and really it just requires release here. Literally the thing that's happening is the voice is fluttering freely, like that, and then he's able to close those false folds ever so slightly to add that grit in there, which just, without changing anything in how easy the voice is working, it's absolutely nuts. Farm Assassin, thank you for the 100 bits. It's really appreciated. Thank you very much. I mean, it's, jeez, dude. I love Paolo's voice, man. It's basically just all head voice, and then he adds distortion into it. Is that a theremin? Oh no, backup singers. Really
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men.
This is from 1984.
You have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Let us use
Is this quote from the 1984 movie, or what is it from? Does anyone know?
that power. Let us all unite.
And we'll rise over love and over hate.
Oh, yeah.
Through this
It's that's such a good speech. It's so good, especially when they put like dramatic music behind it. But I guess the themes of this song kind of are in parallel. Let's do a little lyric dissection.
over love and over hate. Through this iron sky that's fast becoming our light. Over fear into freedom, from which we'll rise. Over love and over hate. But through this iron sky that fast becoming our light. Over fear into freedom.
So this song is about freedom from oppression, right? I mean, that's pretty blatant, this repeated chorus. Using that quote from the Charlie Chaplin video. If you haven't seen that, you need to go watch his performance of it. There is a video of him doing it. You know, Charlie Chaplin, the silent actor, but then suddenly it's this very seriously impressive, crazy speech that he gives, and there's a fantastic video. The other thing in this music video that we're watching, Abbey Road studio, very popular studio in England. Beatles recorded there famously. What's really standing out to me is the type of camera they used. This is not This is like an old school camera. This is from like the 60s or something. But obviously Paolo Nutini is like a current artist. But the camera they use gives this effect, and it almost brings you back into... Yeah, the video's not old, but the film is used that way. It's an old camera or the film or whatever. It's like 60s footage. It brings you back to this idea. It's almost like a historical song. Like, it brings you back to the ideas of like the Cold War and like oppression in different parts of the world and different ideologies. and that sympathy against that kind of oppression, right? Now, we have a lot of people here from different parts of the world, so I don't know what everyone's ideals are, but at one point in time, there was this concept of capitalism versus communism, right? And that overarching idea in the West was, fight against the communist threat. But in the way that this is being portrayed to a modern audience, when you have that realization that everything being presented here is giving that old-timey vibe. You got the Charlie Chaplin quotes, you got the Abbey Road recording, 1960s, even the footage makes you feel that way. The sound, Paolo's sound is not a contemporary sound. It's not like a contemporary pop sound. It's a very aged sound. It's very bluesy, very soulful. It's you see this and you wouldn't be surprised if it were 40, 50 years old, 60 years old. But then you have that moment of realization like, oh, this was probably recorded within the last 10 years. Why did they do this in the last 10 years? And it brings you into this present consciousness of what is oppression in our modern world? What is the iron sky in our modern world? It used to be the Iron Curtain, the wall separating Eastern and Western Europe. That wall that separated communism from, capitalism. But now it's an iron sky. It was a wall, and now it's a sky. Does that mean, we're trapped below it? And what is that sky? Yeah, DD. I mean, I'm sure you're not alone with people here. And now I don't think I wasn't even alive then. You thinking too much? Am I freaking out? This is a great production. This video, this song, all of it together. It's about the performance, not just the voice. Although the voice is fantastic. Yes, it has, Becca. Yes, it has. Rain on me.
Hey, you're still here. I hope you enjoyed that look into what we do on Twitch to celebrate great singers. I owe you a huge thank you for being a part of this awesome community and letting me share my love of singing with you guys. The growth on this channel has been absolutely immense, and while I can't read every single comment requesting reactions, here's what you can do to get your favorite songs featured on the channel. You've got 3 options. One is to join the Twitch stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. When you've logged into Twitch and are watching the live stream, you can type !react, followed by the URL of your requested video. This adds your song to the queue that we work through during live streams. Alternatively, if you're really in a rush to get me to react to your song, you can head to my tipping page in the description down below and request a song with a tip of $4 or more to get it seen ahead of all the non-tipped requests. Don't worry, I make sure that every dollar gets put towards improving the channel's content and the community. The third way to get your request up on the channel is to join my Patreon. A patron of any tier level can request a song and get it reacted to that month, guaranteed. There are tons of other fun perks too, so I hope you check it out anyway. Thanks for watching. I hope you feel closer to the human voice and the artists you love, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Ciao. Tip turquoise.
You. Are you so cute? Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so cool.